When it comes to creating a new website or brand, it's not enough to just make one that catches the attention of people nowadays. If you want to gain as many visitors as you want, you need to think about user experience. Hey guys, welcome to Creatitive. Here we use our passion for the game to change the game. Every week we talk about solutions that can truly change the business of sports. Today, we'll be discussing 10 user experience hacks that you need to know about. Revolutionize the game, and don't forget to tackle that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything in the future. Thanks to how normal having a website is nowadays, it's not enough for a site to just have eye-catching design. Other significant factors come into play when it comes to catching the attention of a user and encouraging them to stay on your website. But today, we'll be focusing on one main factor that can make or break the success of your brand: user experience. We'll start exploring what user experience is and what makes it different from user interface. So, what is user experience? By definition, user experience refers to the experience of a user to a company's brand or website. It includes all aspects of the user's experience, including everything they see, hear, their emotional reactions. There are various factors that affect user experience, but commonly, the main factors include usability, usefulness, credibility, desirability, accessibility, and value. In terms of web design, user experience focuses on making a site easy to use for consumers. So what makes UX, user experience, different from UI, user interface? If you've been doing your research on building a website or a brand, then you've probably heard about user experience and user interface. And oftentimes people mistake one for the other. Admittedly, both user experience and user interface matter to the success of any SaaS product, website, brand, etc. But both have differences from one another. While UX design focuses on the usability of a website, the user interface design is all about what the website looks like under the surface. The user interface is all about the touch points that users go through to interact with a SaaS product or a backend or a membership. Together they make sure that the needs of the users are met, both UX and UI design hand in hand. UX design is the base of the site and UI is the icing of the cake. Now how do you know your brand assets have great user experience? Let's dive into what makes your website's user experience design great. There are a lot of moving parts in the website that has great UX design. It's not just its design that makes it having a great user experience. To start, you want relevant content. Accurate and informative content is needed for a website to offer a great user experience to fans. Keep in mind that fans use search engines and websites in general for information. If they want to read more about a certain topic, they go on search engines for information. And websites with great user experience offer their users all the information that their fan base is looking for in one place. The overall functionality interface for the end user. Now, it's not enough for your site to have accurate information for it to be a farewell against other sites. It needs to have a well thought out interface. A good website features an interface that almost feels natural to its users. Everything flows seamlessly from one place to another. The website should also have a consistent layout. So let's talk about the user friendliness. Some sites tend to have high bounce rates because of how their users struggle to get around their sites. There's no search bar to be found, there's no drop-down menu to help them find what they need. To avoid your future users from going back to the search engines, your site needs to be user-friendly. One of my favorites, the credibility. Well, it's true that building credibility as a newly created site is hard. There are other ways for your website to gain credibility, like getting your SSL certificate for your site. By submitting an SSL certificate for your website, it adds credibility to the end users because they know your website is secure. If you're getting into email marketing, or you just want to have interactions with your prospects, automated responses. Over the recent years, the leading platforms in the game have embedded automations into their sites to improve their overall function. By adding chatbots, users can get the information that they need without worry. They no longer have to wait for a representative of the site to come online and speak to them. Keep in mind that users have come into your website for a reason. They're looking for information. And if your site is unable to lead them to what they need, you're not offering them the best user experience. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about the 10 UX hacks that you need to know about today. Now, how do you actually guarantee that your website has great user experience? Because of the various moving parts that a site has, some companies have overlooked certain things that can significantly improve their user experience. When you developed your brand, you should have went into color psychology. Regardless of whether you're a web designer, graphic designer, or an athlete, you've probably heard a thing or two about color psychology. Colors play an important role in the discussions that users make whenever they're online. If you're hoping to sell feminine products, for instance, you should use colors like blues, purples, and greens on your site. Again, take this with a grain of salt. We haven't gone through the color psychology, but if you want to sell masculine products, you would say blue, greens, maybe blacks. For sites that want to give off a powerful and luxurious feeling on their website, you want to stick to the color black. Additionally, if you want to be seen as trustworthy business, blues need to be visibly present on your site. When revamping or planning your website, make sure you do enough research on color psychology. Doing so would help you get a better idea of how you can improve its user experience. Your call to actions. Regardless of whether you're building an e-commerce website or just a general lead generation website, an effective call to action is key to directing your users to the right place. Without the right call to actions, you wouldn't be able to truly influence your consumers. Organic reviews. Commonly, users go to websites for reviews. If they're unsure about a certain product or service, they go on the search engines to check out reviews from blogs and other possible resources that they can find. Hence, it's important for websites to feature organic proof of the great service that they offer. With the high trend of stocks, you'd want to focus on having really high quality photos. High quality photos are key to showcasing high quality services to your users. When the photos you've uploaded on your website are low resolution, not in the right lighting or blurry, users perceive your services as low quality. And when it comes to product photos, it's best for your site to offer multiple image angles. By doing so, users can examine the products carefully. Your website design needs to be very professional. A well thought out website design is the first thing that businesses need to think about. You may have everything that we've already mentioned earlier displayed on the website, but if it's not mobile friendly or easy to navigate, all the hard work that you've put into it will be for nothing. Before you add the rest of the hacks that we've mentioned earlier, make sure you go through your sitemap and your pages and prioritize your user flow. Loading speed, we've all heard it before. If you've done some browsing on the internet, then you know just how painstaking slow loading sites are. Thanks to the new threshold that the internet has placed for sending information, websites have to think about their load times. How long does a user have to wait for them to browse through the site? The amount of waiting time that your users have to affect the amount of conversions your site will make. Additionally, research has revealed that around 79% of users are less likely to use websites they weren't pleased with. So, to leave a good first impression, you need to think about loading speed. You want your site to be clean. In relation to improving your site's loading speed, you can lessen the amount of waiting time that your users have to do by having a clean site overall. Get rid of any broken links that only slows down your site further. Additionally, you need to get rid of unnecessary elements like pages that are yet to be finished or 404 pages. Dead links are roadblocks to the success of your site. So before anything else, make sure that your site is clean of anything that can hinder your pages from loading faster. Autocomplete searches. For e-commerce sites, helping users find what they need matters. And sometimes, to further assist users out, some sites use autocomplete searches. These suggestions allow for more accurate queries, removing any misspellings committed by the users and helping them narrow down what they're looking for. Overall, a streamlined process. Unbeknownst to a lot of people, users normally go through a process whenever they're using a website. Regardless of whether it's an e-commerce store or just a lead gen site. Keep in mind that the main goal of your site is to keep users browsing for a long period of time. But this doesn't mean that you should search for the information they need longer than it normally should be. Simply, the process that your users have to go through and improve your site's user friendliness. Accessibility and mobility. Thanks to modern technology, users can now go on the internet on their phones and other similar devices wherever they are. But unfortunately, some websites don't take this into account. And when users have a hard time browsing through your site on their phone, they abandon your website within seconds. By keeping these 10 hacks in mind, your site's existing user experience will surely improve. If you want more help in upgrading your website, don't be afraid to seek the help of agencies like Creatitive. We hope you guys loved today's video, and if you want to learn more about the great solutions that can truly change the game, again, don't forget to tackle that subscribe button and give us a like. Now, this is Zach with Creatitive, where business is our sport.